What's up everyone, it's United Weather here with another weather forecast video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at an upcoming severe weather event that's going to bring multiple days of damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes to parts of the country over the next few days. Now as always, before we get started, if you guys do enjoy these weather forecast videos, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It helps get these forecasts out to more people, and it helps motivate me to make more videos for you guys. So with that being said, let's get started. So taking a look now at the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for today, as you can see, we do have a pretty big enhanced risk for portions of South Dakota and southern Minnesota. We also do have a pretty big slight risk around that area. We also have another slight risk in the Northeast. However, we are going to be focusing more on the enhanced risk today. This is probably going to be the worst severe weather event we have gotten all month. Now, if we take a look at the wind percent here, for today, we do have a hatched area of 30% or significant chance of wind damage for pretty much the entire enhanced risk area. On top of that, we also have a hatched area for hail. So definitely hail and damaging winds are going to be the biggest threat according to the Storm Prediction Center for your enhanced risk area. On top of that, we also do have a 5% chance tornado risk. Tornadoes are not going to be that big of an issue. However, you obviously can't rule out a tornado in any of these storms. But again, the biggest threat is going to be that damaging winds as well as that hail. Now moving to the day 2 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, we do have a slight risk for basically the entire Great Lakes region. Now this is not going to be as big of an event for this area as today is with your enhanced risk. However, it still is expected to bring some severe storms to the slight risk area. As you can see, we do have a 15% chance of damaging winds, a 15% chance of large hail, and a 2% chance of a tornado in the slight risk area for tomorrow. Now finally, taking a look at the day 3 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, we do have a day 3 slight risk for portions of the Ohio Valley and the Northeast, and a day 3 slight risk is pretty rare for this area of the country. I would not be surprised if we see this expanded into an enhanced risk over the next few days. But again, this is still 3 days out, so there is a little bit of uncertainty with this as the storm system moves to the east. We also do have another slight risk in South Dakota and North Dakota, and that is going to be another low pressure system, which we talked about in the previous video, and we'll take a look at again later in today's video. That it's going to bring another round of severe weather to pretty much the same spot that's going to be impacted by today's event. Obviously, it's not going to be as widespread and nowhere near as bad as today's event is going to be, but definitely something to keep an eye on if you were in this area. So going ahead here and taking a look at the latest NAM model, you can see this is 11 a.m. this morning, relatively quiet, but what we want to watch is this area over here of showers and thunderstorms to develop as the day continues. So if we move ahead here to 2 p.m. today, you can see still relatively quiet, but once we get into the afternoon hours, the evening hours, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you can see this line here start to develop in South Dakota, and that will continue to move to the east overnight. So this is going to be mainly an overnight threat, especially for your enhanced risk area. So if you are in the enhanced risk area, do make sure if you're going to sleep to keep your phone on, keep your alerts on, just in case you guys get a bad thunderstorm while you were sleeping. You always want to be aware of that, especially during the nighttime. So if we skip ahead here and zoom in, this is 9 p.m. tonight. You can see this area here of strong thunderstorms. We have some isolated cells here. I believe this is what could cause some chances of a tornado here. Again, nothing too crazy like we typically see down south in Tornado Alley, but definitely a chance of a tornado or two with this system. And so if we skip ahead here again, 11 p.m., 12 a.m., you can see this really strong line of thunderstorms develops. This is what's going to bring us our damaging wind threat, and that is why we do have a significant chance of damaging winds from the Storm Prediction Center for your enhanced risk area tonight. And continuing to move ahead here, you can see it kind of dies down a little bit by 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. Still looks like some pretty heavy rain. Again, it could still be some severe thunderstorms here 5 a.m. in the morning, but the threat should die down. After midnight, I'd say the biggest threat will be subsiding. So the main timing for this, again, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. is going to be the biggest threat for these storms to cause some damage. You can see again here, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. It does look like it actually strengthens a little bit here. You can see we have kind of 2 lines of storms, one right here and one down here in Wisconsin. Definitely also going to cause some travel disruptions in the morning if you were commuting to work on Tuesday. So again, make sure you have your phone turned on, you have your alerts turned on or whatever when you go to bed, because there is going to be a good chance if you are in this enhanced risk area, you are going to be getting some pretty strong thunderstorms overnight. Now, taking a look at the convective energy here, according to the NAM, this is basically the juice in the atmosphere that these storms have to work with and develop. So we can see by 9 a.m. there is already a good amount of energy in the atmosphere. However, if we continue to move forward throughout the day, this is 2 p.m. You can see this really large area here of this yellowish color. That is around 5,000, 4,000 joules of CAPE, and that is a lot, especially for this area. So that just kind of shows you how much energy these storms have to work with, and that is why we have an enhanced risk in place today. Continue to move forward throughout the day. You can see it kind of sits over this area here, and by 12 a.m., 1 a.m., it really starts to die off before it kind of ramps up again tomorrow, 2 p.m. in your slight risk area that we have issued. And if we go ahead and take a look at the NAM for tomorrow's event, it is relatively the same thing in terms of timing. You can see 5 p.m., not much to speak of. However, as you go into the overnight hours, 9 p.m., 8 p.m., you can see these clusters of thunderstorms developing here. These are eventually going to pretty much turn into another line segment that's going to be bringing damaging winds, which is pretty much the biggest threat with this storm system today and tomorrow. So if we skip ahead here, you can see 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you get this really strong line of thunderstorms here moving south, pretty much the same timing, maybe a little bit later in the night, actually on Tuesday night rather than Monday. So again, if you were anywhere in this area here, similar to what I said for Monday, I would definitely keep alerts on my phone. Be weather aware before you go to sleep, so that way you guys can stay up to date if there's any severe thunderstorms heading your way overnight. And you can see here by about 6 and 7 a.m., the thunderstorms do die down a little bit. Maybe some heavy rain that'll disrupt the morning commute, but nothing severe by sunrise. Now, in terms of Wednesday's severe weather threat for the Ohio Valley and the Northeast, unfortunately, the NAM does not go out that far yet. It is still 3 days out, but we can use the GFS model here to take a look at the convective energy in the atmosphere for Wednesday's event. So if we go ahead, this is 1 p.m. on Wednesday. You can see this area here of like pinkish colors in the Ohio Valley. This is where I expect the enhanced risk to be issued if there is one. Areas in the Northeast, I don't think you guys will get that bad of an event. However, you know, nothing can be ruled out. It's still 3 days out. So again, there is a little bit of uncertainty with this. But at least according to the GFS model here, the convective energy, or at least the worst of it, is going to stay to the west of the Northeast in the Ohio Valley. And if you move a little bit forward here, we can see by 7 p.m. it kind of dies down a little bit. You do get some more convective energy in New Jersey, you know, eastern Pennsylvania by 7 p.m. Again, nothing too crazy like we saw in the Midwest and the Northern Plains today with the enhanced risk, but definitely cannot rule out a strong thunderstorm or two and some damaging winds, as this will likely form a damaging line of thunderstorms as it moves through the Ohio Valley and the Northeast Wednesday night. Now, going ahead and taking a look at the overall pattern here, you can see we have your low pressure system over here. This is what's going to be bringing you your damaging thunderstorms over the next few days. And as we skip ahead here, we'll go about 3 days into the future. You see you have another low pressure system right here. This is what's going to be bringing us another round of severe thunderstorms, which you saw on the day 3 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, that are pretty much going to be bringing severe thunderstorms to the same area that got affected by today's severe thunderstorms. And this would be on Wednesday. So you would have a 1 or 2 day break, you know, before you get another round of severe thunderstorms. And if you continue to move forward here, you can see it does get absorbed by a larger low pressure system in Canada, and this will be bringing some really cool temperatures to areas like the Northeast, the Great Lakes. So I would not be surprised to see a cold shot of some, you know, maybe fall-like temperatures for those areas. Now, in terms of the tropics, unfortunately, it is becoming increasingly more likely every single day that we do see the tropics start to wake up as we head into next week. And if we take a look at the latest GFS ensembles, you can see this is by August 29th, it's by late this week, we start to get some development down here right off the coast of Africa with a large tropical wave that's going to be moving west over the next few days. And if we move forward here, you can see all these little storms developing here. East Coast, I would be watching this closely. I know it's still a week out, but all signs right now are pointing towards a possible tropical system heading to the East Coast sometime late next week. Definitely want to keep an eye on this. Again, it is still really far out, but as of right now, the best guidance we have is that the East Coast is definitely going to be at risk for a tropical system late next week. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Again, we can move forward here. You can see some members take it into, you know, New Jersey, into the Northeast. But again, still really far out. So something to watch as we move into next week. Definitely want to stay updated on the tropics with the National Hurricane Center. They don't have an area of interest as of yet. I do expect that to change over the next few days. We should see an area of interest go up for this tropical wave that I just showed you that's moving off of Africa. So again, I will be posting updates on that probably late this week as this area gets more favorable to develop. So with that being said, that is pretty much going to be it for today's video. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You guys know the drill. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and peace out.